So sensory nerves are going to go to the brain, and then you have the integrators that regulate respiratory rate, heart rate, whatever. These guys, if we're talking about the hypothalamus is going to regulate osmolarity of the blood, so water balance of your body. So if you remember, this is your pituitary, here's your stalk hypothalamus. Hypothalamus is going to regulate body temperature too. We learned that the first week. Here's your thalamus region. If you go down to the brainstem, there's a pons area and there's a medulla. The medulla is going to regulate primitive functions like respiratory rate for respiration, heart rate, blood pressure, vomiting, and swallowing. And you'll notice that the pons, this little aspect of the pons, regulates breathing as well. So you sort of have an overseer of the medulla. And pons regulate the bladder, the contraction of the smooth muscle in the sphincter of the bladder. So you can tell that if you were to damage the medulla or the pons, you would lose all of these regulatory functions, or all these abilities or ways that you regulate homeostasis. Okay. So we'll come back to that in a second. Okay. So for sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system, how do they work? At the end of that, you notice that for sympathetic nervous system, the predominant neurotransmitter is norepinephrine. You may have heard of this as noradrenaline. So adrenaline is what hormone you use during fight or flight. Epinephrine is the same thing as adrenaline. Okay, it's a hormone. Norepinephrine is a neurotransmitter version. Okay, so you have a hormone, which is epinephrine, and a neurotransmitter, which is norepinephrine. If we're talking about nerves communicating to organs, it's going to be the neurotransmitter usually. Okay, if you're talking about the adrenal gland releasing hormones during fight or flight, it's going to be epinephrine, okay, binding to those receptors. And we'll cover this in more detail when we get through the organ system. But the short end of it is norepinephrine is going to bind to these receptors on the target tissue. So norepinephrine is going to bind to adrenergic receptors on the surface of these tissues and cause some type of reaction. When we talk about parasympathetic nervous system,
it's going to bind to the adrenergic receptors.
And it's going to bind to muscarinic type cholinergic receptors. So it's a little bit different. So for parasympathetic, it's acetylcholine, which is the same neurotransmitter that we saw in somatic, but it binds to different receptor types. Notice these are muscarinic cholinergic receptors, whereas in somatic, it was nicotinic cholinergic receptors. Okay, so
if you could
for sympathetic nervous system,
you barely see it on that picture.
What's the neurotransmitter that's released at the end? No, sympathetic. Norepinephrine, right? And what is it going to bind to? We'll draw the heart. And it's going to bind to what receptors?
Adrenergic.
And we have two different sets. We have alpha adrenergic receptors, and we actually have alpha 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we have beta 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I think we have gamma. So alpha or beta adrenergic receptors.
It's going to the heart.
How do you remember this? I think of epinephrine or norepinephrine as adrenaline and noradrenaline, and adrenaline is going to bind to adrenergic receptors, so adrenaline adrenergic receptors. So that's how I remember that. Norepinephrine binds primarily to the alphas. That's not always the case. And the hormone version of norepinephrine is what? The hormone version of norepinephrine is what? epinephrine, that typically binds to beta. Okay, it's not always the case, and it depends on the tissue or organ. I'm not going to hold you accountable to which binds to what in what case, but just so that you're aware. Norepinephrine usually binds to alpha adrenergic, and epinephrine usually binds to beta adrenergic. And what nervous system are we talking about?
Sympathetic.
Sympathetic. Parasympathetic. What does parasympathetic use?
This is neurotransmitter.
What neurotransmitter?
Acetylcholine.
And what receptor does it bind to?
Muscle current.
Be more specific. Muscarinic type. What's the other part of it?
Oh, muscular.
Yeah.
Cholinergic.
Cholinergic. So you have muscarinic type cholinergic receptors, and you have nicotinic type cholinergic receptors. Just to make it more confusing. Okay, perfect. So for parasympathetic nervous system, the nerve is going to release acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is going to bind to muscarinic cholinergic receptors and activate this ligand.